Hello, everybody, and welcome back to North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Oh, we're at the USA National Prep Basketball Championship here from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports, and we've got a special treat for you. Joining us today, Coach of Mount Zion, Gary Barnett. Gary, welcome into the program.
Good evening. Today we have a very interesting matchup, to say the least. Tennessee Prep out of Memphis, Tennessee, going against Our Savior out of the New York City area. So you have two major cities going against each other. It's going to be a game of wits, strength, and size. Both teams do have size, length, and great backcourts. Our Savior been to Myrtle Beach for our national tournament on several occasions, making that trip from the New York area. Memphis, of course, being a little bit closer. This will be their second trip to our tournament. They were here last year. Tennessee Prep, of course, out of Memphis. They have a high school and a postgraduate program. This is their high school team.
You know, Tennessee Prep, guys, if you're watching at home, Tennessee Prep is in the home white, and Our Savior will be in the road navy blue. We're underway, 16-minute halves, and you can hear the crowd is already raucous into it. I think there's some leftover excitement over the last game we had. So right away, Our Savior winning the tip, going into their offense. There's some really, really talented players on the court tonight, Coach. One of the players I really like is Antavian Collum, number 1 for Tennessee Prep. About 6'8", probably a guard forward. And that's a turnover right away. Tennessee Prep with the defensive stand. Have you had a chance to see Tennessee Prep play this year in this tournament? Can you hear me? Have you had a chance to see the Tennessee Prep play in this tournament yet?
Yes. They had a great game last night in the nightcap. They showed very good athleticism. Definitely played a lot of games together. They've traveled a lot. They played in some grind sessions. I think both teams filling each other out after that wild game we had before with the girls that went into overtime. I think they'll settle down here in a few minutes.
Yeah, that was a great game. We knew it would be going in.
Definitely.
So, still 0-0. Neither team being able to crack into the scoring column just yet. Tennessee Prep taking on Our Savior. Loaded Ross's Cullum outside shot, rims out. No good. Tracked down by Sean Cornelius.
Travel violation there. Again, I think both teams kind of feeling each other out. Being the national championship game here at the early evening. Sun getting ready to settle here in North Myrtle Beach. Been a beautiful day all day. Low humidity.
Yeah, low humidity. Been a little chilly compared to the last couple of days.
Definitely.
Our Savior stop, pop, rattles out, no good. Put back, no good. Tough defense inside by Sean Cornelius, and there's a tie-up. The referee trying to get this Sean down. Jump ball possession arrow with Tennessee Prep.
Definitely a defensive game at this point. We'll see how things go as the game progresses.
One thing about Tennessee Prep, for those at home, they have a lot of length. Yeah, Antavian Collum, as I mentioned, he's 6'8", but they also have Sean Cornelius, who's in the game at number 22. He's 6'10", and they actually have Emmanuel Mofia, who doesn't start, comes in off the bench, and he's 7'2".
Yeah, Sean Cornelius, taking that he's a senior at this point, he's got extraordinary amount of facial hair, but I guess that's the style.
Yeah. Hey, I never had that kind of facial hair when I was in high school.
Tennessee Prep definitely has a deeper bench. I think Coach Pastor Seltzer was telling me he brought 7 or 8 players total for this event.
Yeah, I would say he's got, according to the rosters, he's got 4 more players, at least listed, than our Savior. Drive inside. Fish feeds over to number 34, Adama Sonojo. He scores. That knocks it up at 2-2. 13:29 left here in the first half. And if you guys are just joining us for this and you were watching the girls' game, you know there is a difference. The girls' game play in quarters, and this game is played in 16-minute halves. So the boys' games are all in halves.
I was talking to the head coach. Also, he's the pastor of the school, the church, on Adam Sonojo. I believe he told me he was 16 years old.
Wow.
Looking at him, he's got a body that looks like he's ready for the NBA.
You know, a lot of these guys that come in and, you know, sometimes guys reclass and sometimes, so there seems to be, sometimes there's a predisposition for people to think that's always the case. But you see guys 13, 14, 15, 16 that look college ready.
Right. Well, he's been in the weight room at least a couple of days a week. I stood up next to him and I was like, wow, this guy could be a bouncer.
Yeah, I remember P.J. Hairston when he was in high school. A couple of NBA guys said, that guy's got an NBA body already. He was still in high school.
Exactly. I think with the score being what it is and 4 minutes almost gone by, I'm anticipating a tight, low-scoring game.
Yeah, neither team really finding much of a rhythm yet. And I do know Tennessee Prep will switch off their point guard position. Here's Cullum, a very talented stop. Over the top, dribbles out, no good. And our Savior with the rebound going the other way. Jefferson Kolibali calling out plays. Battle inside, Sean Cornelius with the rebound.
I was talking with the assistant coach just before the game. He told me the average age on the team is 16.
Wow. Is that for Tennessee Prep?
For our Savior.
Our Savior.
Tennessee Prep looks to me like the average age could be between 18 and 19.
Yeah, they definitely look a bit older.
Probably got a lot of seniors, and like you said, some fifth-year seniors, reclass.
Yeah, that's common.
Nice 3-ball.
Yeah, that's nice on the outside. 3-point, let's see, that ties it up at all, 7-all. 11:20 left in this first half. Still low scoring.
Excuse us. The gym definitely been filled most of the day.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people come over and ask if they could sit. Somebody wanted to grab your seat in the last game. I said, no, I got to hold that. I got star power coming in the next game.
Right. Well, you'll see when you get the bill. Oh, went up flying for a dunk. It looks like number 1, Antoine Collins, might have caught something on the wrist. We'll have to wait and see what the trainers think. They're pulling him out. Just like I assume it's going to be a very physical game.
Fosa and Ye Drame to the line. You need water? Oh. So 10:41 left in this one, 8-7. Our Savior up by 1. Scoop shot, no good. Put back, that is good. by number 34, Adame Sonojo, for Our Savior. And they continue to build that lead. Now, we saw Tennessee Prep yesterday. They're very talented, very athletic. But you have to realize that Our Savior didn't arrive here in this game today by losing. They are also very talented. Body contact score anyway. Great finish by Denver Jones. And I have to admit, Denver Jones has one of my favorite names of the tournament. Scoop shot, good. Like a whirling dervish, Clarence Nadonli. Shot bounces around, no good. Rebounded by Adama Sonojo. Our Savior on the move, up by 3. Stolen, just picked out of the pocket. Number 10, Tyrese Ross Patterson. And that is emphatic 2 points for Tyrese Ross Patterson. And the referee is telling the fans, stay in the stands. Telling the fans, stay seated. Or maybe if not seated, stay out of bounds. I love these gyms like this. This is what I always look forward to any kind of game, especially when you start getting national title games. And it's a small gym and an emphatic crowd. It's just amazing, the atmosphere. Spin move up over the top. Great move by Sonojo. He has already been a factor in this one, and he's got his team up by 3. 9 minutes left in this first half. All right, we've got a stoppage in play. We're going to bring in number 14, Hassan Drame, for Our Savior. I'd like to let you guys know you can follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports and on Instagram at Netcast Sports as well. Nearing the midway point of the first half, as Coach Barnett said, we haven't had a lot of effective scoring. Here's a run out, up over the top, Sean Cornelius. Sean Cornelius, number 22, with the tomahawk slam off the alley-oop. And they go right into a press, hoping to disrupt the offense of Our Savior. That cuts the lead to 1. And a two-handed dunk by Sonojo on the other end, stretches it back out to 3. And it looks like Tennessee Prep has a cheering section over here near our booth. Our Savior driving up, and he was going for a dunk. That was incredible. He sort of bounced. I thought he might go for an alley-oop. With Sonojo trailing, might have been the better choice, but that was Clarence Nadonli going for it all. Something, Clarence Nadonli is looking at his hand, and there's something going on. He's not sure. I don't know if he's injured his hand, but he's got to shoot free throws right here. (17 to 13) in favor of Our Savior. Down in the corner, shot. Good. That cuts into the lead. 17-15 now with 7 minutes to play in this first half. Loose ball picked up. Going the other way, scoop shot. Alley-oop, like circus shot by Tyrese Ross Patterson. Bucket ties it up. 17-all, 6:48 left in this first half. Stolen, Tennessee Prep, deep shot. No good. Another circus shot, another also good. So we got a timeout on the floor. With Tennessee Prep now up by 3.
Okay. Took a little break there. Had to take care of it. A little errand.
Man, you know, Coach, we got a lot of excitement over here right near our booth. Are these guys with Tennessee Prep one of their other squads, or are they just rooting on Tennessee Prep because they know them?
I think it's a combination of both. You've got some of the guys that play and some of the ones that want to get on the bandwagon with a team a little bit closer to the area, Tennessee versus New York. All depends on, you know, if you're north or south of the Mason-Dixon line, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Some tidbits of information on Our Savior America. According to the coach, 4 of the players play for their national team out of their country. And our friend Jefferson is one of the leading assists for his squad, as well as Jalen Williams and Clarence Nadali, respectively, play for their 16 and under national teams in their countries.
Yeah, I mean, they're very talented, very athletic. You know, I was telling the viewers at the top there how athletic Tennessee Prep is, but Our Savior proving that they can hang with them, especially Sanojo's ability to play above the rim. What great size.
Adama Sanojo also plays for his team in Africa, and he is the leading rebounder on his team.
Wow. Oh, deep shot, good by Trezon Bird, the captain for Tennessee Prep, and that pushes the lead out for Prep to 5, nearing 6 minutes. Tennessee Prep doing a good job getting back.
Nice underhand layup. Foul on the play.
Yeah, he's got a great first step and quickness.
See, the referees are basically right on these calls, trying to keep control of this game against these 2 high-profile, fast-breaking teams.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to be a referee. You're never right, according to somebody.
Right. I think at the end of the game, whatever team wins, that the coach may say that was a good ref.
Yeah. And whoever loses says, oh, we were robbed.
Another small tidbit of information, according to the coaching staff, Our Savior, the whole team's favorite food is chicken.
I wonder if that's a recruiting angle they use. What's your favorite food?
Somebody might be cooking some good chicken up there.
That's right.
Nice scoop layup. Here comes Tennessee Prep.
I like Brandon Nichols. He's Brandon Nicholas, the point guard we're looking at right now. Great size at the guard position. Good length. Now Trezon Bird, he's going to hold the ball for just a moment. Catch his breath.
I see that Trezon and Brandon are like fire and ice. The old NC State combo.
Oh, yeah.
Rodney Monroe and Chris
Corciani.
Chris Corciani, exactly.
You and I are older than most of our viewers, probably.
We're a little bit more mature. How about that?
That's right. We're experienced. We're mature. We've seen a lot of basketball.
Maturity, it comes with age as well. See our
Brandon Nicholas at the line now.
I think Brandon and his running partner back there can kind of play off on the 1 and the 2, which seems to be the latest thing. Now, he's a little bit taller. He's probably about 6'7" at the 2 guard, while Brandon is probably 6'1".
And it looks like Tavian Collum is leaving the gym. As Coach Barnett said earlier, he sustained an injury. That's a big development because Collum, heavily recruited, offers from Memphis, offers from, I believe, Florida, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, you know, a bevy of Memphis, of course, being from that area, and he's leaving the game, leaving the gym. We'll see if he returns. Not a good sign early on for Tennessee Prep.
See that Brandon Nichols has got very good free throw form. Very important for a point guard to be able to make the free throws. Drawing the foul is one thing, so he's good on both.
Yeah, you like it. You can also tell when they practice, they got the same release every time. So even when they miss, you know that guy should be a decent free throw shooter.
Oh, nice pass.
That was just gorgeous.
Stuck with it.
Fasenyi Drame got the pass from Adama Sonojo. Sonojo's been a major factor, as we mentioned before. A couple of high-flying dunks, now that beautiful assist. Feed inside, good defense. Here's Nadolny, he likes to push it. Threw it behind his teammate, but they were able to gather it back.
See that Jalen Lee is quarterbacking that team. He's got the big white headband on.
That's right.
The new style with the shorts kind of jacked up a little bit. He's definitely got a Division I upper body. Tennessee Prep wastes no time to get that shot up.
Nicholas,
quick off.
Shot, yeah, quick shot. And there's no shot clock here, so sometimes guys will rush a shot with no need to. You know, I guess if they feel like they have an opening and they can hit it, but.
I think this game, if they had a shot clock, it would never be a shot clock violation.
Wouldn't be a problem.
Right. I think they see some open shots. They're definitely going to take them. They're working the ball.
Do you think they'll ever bring a shot clock into this event in the future?
We actually looked at it a couple of years ago and then decided to go against it. I think we're waiting for North Carolina to become a shot clock state, which may or may not happen, say, the next 2 or 3 years.
Do you have opinion about that? I mean, I know I've always been a proponent of the shot clock. You say yay or nay?
I'm a shot clock guy. The teams that I coach, we play junior colleges and high-profile post-grad programs. We use a shot clock. 90% of our games are shot clock.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I've heard people say that I guess I don't agree with the logic behind it. I understand the argument, but they say that, you know, it makes other teams competitive. But I don't feel like you should change the rules to make a team competitive. And I've also, over the years when I was scouting heavily, it's tough to sit through a playoff game and at halftime the score is 8-4 because one team wants to just run the clock down, or no clock, just run it down as many times as they can until they hopefully get an open shot.
Well, there's advantages and disadvantages. A good shot clock system is at least $1,000. So
true, yeah.
That could put a couple of schools definitely behind budget. See Tennessee Prep kind of being crafty here on setting up their half court. Looking for the big man, Sean. Cornelius. Here goes the shot by the shooting guard. A little bit too much to the left. Didn't quite want to go in. Sometimes that ball just doesn't want to go in that hole, I used to say.
Yeah. It's tough. Some of these guys, they're able to beat their defender with their speed, but they can't control their shot when they're driving and slashing like that. See
that Sean Nichols put up a shot. I don't think he's met a shot he hasn't liked today.
Do you think he gave himself the green light, or you think he's been given the green light? I'm asking for your professional opinion as a coach of high school boy.
I think he's been given the green light. I think he's made at least. I think he's a 40% three-point shooter. So the coach kind of says, "I'll take my chances."
40% of the three-point shooter is nothing to sneeze
at. He's between 38 and 42. I go ahead and give most kids the green light. Yeah, it's the shots you don't take are the ones you miss.
Yeah, you never know if a player's going to go cold, but they can't worry. You can't worry about that if they're averaging it. 26-24 now. Tennessee Prep still holding on to that 2-point lead. 2:45 left here in the first half. But Clarence Nadolny at the line for our savior. This shot rims out, no good. And he chases it down, but then it's knocked away. Behind the back move.
Here we go.
He said, you know what, I can take a mid-range.
He pulled the switch. He pulled the switch on us.
Coach Barnett, I can shoot a mid-range. Let me show you.
He put the ball down. I was in shock.
It did look like he was gonna light that one up. The defense probably thought that too, so they went for the fake. Tennessee Prep flying all over the floor, but a score 28-26. Our Saviors keeping it right in close.
I see Jalen Williams put up that little 15-footer, swished it, kind of surprised everybody. He can hit a mid-range for an undersized guard. He's coming back up. Let's see what he does. Nice bounce pass.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
One extra. He got him. Got him for the travel.
Yeah, tough.
Sometimes that pivot foot.
Well, you know, you like that extra pass, and then you have to hand it to Sean Cornelius and the rest of Tennessee Prep for getting back and making it that difficult. Sometimes that extra pass, the defenders aren't expecting it. They're not trailing it.
Yeah, they're definitely able to get back on defense with that athleticism and speed.
Yeah,
they're not going to be caught with any cherry pickers back there. See that Clarence Nadelli draws the point guard most of the time on the, except for this time. That's a long one by Sean, but I don't know, that green light might be starting to turn red here on those long bombs from the parking lot. I like his mid-range game at this point.
Yeah, he looked good on the mid-range, a little pump fake and drive.
Not sure about that last shot. The coach doesn't seem to be too. Oh, turnover there. Here they come, Tennessee Prep.
There's going to be a foul on the floor.
For the viewers that are watching at home, the sun is getting ready to set here in North Myrtle Beach. It's going to be a chilly night, somewhere in the mid-40s. But hey, it's Myrtle Beach.
You staying the night here, or are you going back to
one more night?
One more night.
Yeah, we rolled in on Wednesday. We're going to head back tomorrow, sometime after 12, back to North Carolina.
Yeah, we're also based in North Carolina at Netcast Sports. I've got a semi-pro game tomorrow in near Charlotte in Cornelius.
A little moisture on the floor. Give the guys a chance to catch their breath without having to take a timeout. Nice little floater.
Shot, good, yeah.
Tennessee Prep is probably about 80%, anywhere within 15 feet.
Yeah, that tends to be the case a lot of times with really athletic teams. They haven't quite developed all that outside shooting yet. Under a minute to play, Tennessee Prep up by 4. Now with a chance to extend that lead. Scoop shot, really, really nice.
A little bit of contact there, but I think the refs are letting them play a little bit at this point. Or as they like to be called, the officials.
Yeah.
Mr. Official, I like to refer him to keep the respect level.
.20 seconds now, 6-point lead for Tennessee Prep.
Obviously, our Savior playing for the last shot. They don't want Tennessee Prep to get the ball back. They're going to start making a move probably about the 7-second mark. It's called a foul. That'll increase the team fouls. I'm not sure if we're in the bonus at this point.
That does a lot of hard defensive work when you foul out there like that. And that's going to send. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're going to go ahead and put the team fouls at 7. So not exactly the best thing to do with fouling. He's got a chance to make 2 points.
Yeah, we got a 1-and-1 here. Jefferson Coulibaly at the line, the guard.
He makes the first one.
That cuts the lead to 5, I believe.
Tennessee Prep will get the ball off that miss. Nope, he got it back. They lost it. It will be Tennessee Prep ball.
2.7 on the clock.
That's an interesting scenario here. Where do you let the ball go from, half court or now?
Yeah.
And who has it?
Well.
Our old friend. Well, about a foot off. But that ends the first half, 32-27 in favor of Tennessee Prep.
You guys are watching the USA National Prep Basketball Championship live from North Myrtle Beach. I'm Marcus Shockley alongside Coach Gary Barnett. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes at halftime. We'll see you on the other side of the break. right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the second half. We're back for the second half here from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the USA National Prep Basketball Championships. I am Marcus Shockley alongside Coach Gary Barnett, and we're ready to tip for the, inbound for the second half. And Coach, we've had a low-scoring affair, I guess. 5 points separate the two teams. We're running a little late after that overtime game between the girls. We're coming to you from the J. Bryan Floyd Community Center in North Myrtle Beach.
By most standards, 32-27. It's not a bad high school score.
That's true.
You double it up. I think it kind of turned up a little bit more towards the end of the half. What I'm looking for in the second half is a little bit more defense on some of those perimeter shots by Tennessee Prep. Being the bench is kind of thin over there on Our Savior, the legs may, this is their third game in 3 days.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Antavian Collum come back to the bench yet for Tennessee Prep. Went out with an injury in the first half, left the gym. And
right.
I'm not able to see if he's over there on the bench.
I was out in the hallway and tried to get an update from the sports information director, but he wasn't available.
Maybe he's on top of the situation. He got a travel call right away. So Tennessee Prep with a quick turnover. Defensive stand right within less than 6 seconds in this second half.
Tennessee Prep will be shooting on the basket directly right on our baseline right here. So we'll get a good idea on exactly the range of Tennessee Prep guards. And the 24 is trying to set up, running that baseline on that crisscross.
Yeah, Brandon Nicholas, he's got the ball now. Feeds it inside to Cornelius. Sean Cornelius, a 6'10" post player. Drop step up over the top. That ball is short. Tough rebound inside by Hassan Drame. And we're going the other way as Jalen Williams pushes the ball up. Now he's got it back.
Long shot.
That looked good coming off his wrist.
That was all net by Jalen Williams, as he's proven he's got some outside range at this point early in the second half.
Shot up, wild shot.
A putback by our man over there, Denver Jones from Tennessee Prep.
I was saying earlier that he maybe has my favorite name of the entire tournament. Sounds like an action star.
If he doesn't make it as a basketball player, it's not a bad actor's name.
There you go, scoop shot, rolls out, no good.
Layup by Tyrese Ross Patterson, another basketball name.
Oh, nice spin move, but no good. Up and good by Hassan Drame. We've got a timeout on the floor. And that gives us a chance to, Coach, talk about your program a little bit. For those of you out there who don't know Gary Barnett, and if you don't know Gary Barnett, I'm just going to assume you're not very knowledgeable in basketball. But Gary's a coach at Mount Zion. I'm sorry, Tony Barnett. I got Gary stuck in my head from the previous game. And Tony, you're with Mount Zion in the post-grad program. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys try to do there at the post-grad and what the history is there and what you've been able to accomplish?
Sure. To begin with, people not sure what postgraduate is. After you graduate high school, you pretty much have a year to do as you please before your clock starts ticking. And what some players do, instead of going to college, they go ahead and sign up with a postgraduate program such as ours at Mount Zion in Durham, North Carolina. Play 45-plus games, at least 25 junior colleges, and all the big prep programs like Hargrave Military, Fork Union, IMG, Montverde, those type of programs. Travel extensively. It's a very intense program, and it gives you a year to get stronger and play against great competition.
Yeah, you guys have had a storied history. You guys have had a lot of great players come through there. A lot of great players here at the entire Mount Zion program here in this event.
Right, the most heralded player, of course, graduated in 1997, Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, a lot of people may not know that, but yeah, Tracy McGrady went to Mount Zion. Storied career in the NBA.
Long shot by our buddy over there.
Yeah, Brandon Nicholas.
He's showing that range. He must have drank about 4 Gatorades at halftime.
Yeah, I believe Brandon runs about 6'3" as a guard. Maybe 6'4".
6'4" with a hair.
Yeah.
Probably 6'2" without it. Long bomb.
Another bomb. And our Savior staying easily within striking distance, only down by 2. And we got a turnover.
I think these guys are definitely warmed up because their range is there now, and they're pinpointing that rim a lot better than in the first half.
Yeah, their offense doesn't look as frantic either.
Look on the replay. Clarence Nadali put that ball up like he's been doing it his whole life.
Yeah, he and Jalen Williams have great looking shots. They rise up, they release at the pinnacle. Great form. Tennessee Prep scrambling on defense. There's not only now, that shot no good. Here we go. He thought about it. He thought about it again. That was air ball. He probably should have thought a third time.
He's got a green light. The coach is letting him shoot the ball at will.
We got a couple of green light players here. Jalen Williams,
nice
his shot.
Put back there by Hassan Drum. Tennessee Prep walking the ball up the court. You got a tie game. 37-37.
I mean, is there ever a point in the game, let's say it's tight, and you have a guy who can shoot 40% from 3, do you ever pull him aside and say, maybe not today, or do you just let him go?
What I've noticed on shooters is an expression, shooters shoot the ball. Just let him shoot. If you try to stifle a shooter, various things can occur. He can also want to change programs.
No.
Shooters shoot the ball. Now, if you're not a shooter, don't let them start shooting at free will.
You mean guys who think they're shooters but aren't really shooters?
Brandon Nichols is a shooter. He's got a lot of energy this half. He must have eaten a lot of pasta last night.
You get hyped up for this game. But you're all tied up. I mean, this isn't like anybody's out of control too much. 12:30 left in that second half. Cornelius, nice find inside. Defense recovers. Up under, no good. Cornelius with the putback. We got a foul under the basket. I believe that's going to go against Hassan Drame.
Yes, it'll be charged to Hassan. I think that's his first and the team's second of the half, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we don't have a bonus count or a foul count up on our scoreboard. This is a nice facility here at the J. Bryan Floyd Center. It's they're always very hospitable, easy to work with. We like broadcasting from this location.
First free throw is good.
That breaks the tie. 38-27 now. Favor of Tennessee Prep. Program out of Memphis. And our Saver out of New York?
Yes, out of Long Island.
So we got programs here from the D.C., Maryland area. We've got programs here from Canada. A lot of programs from North and South Carolina. Tennessee Prep, obviously. And it changes up every year, depending on who attends.
The Canadian teams fared very well. If you look at the program, you'll see there's teams from both provinces, Ontario and Quebec in Canada. One of the coaches was telling me they drove 18 hours to get here.
Wow, that is a long.
From where I'm at, it's about 3.5. That seemed enough right there.
You and I both. King's Christian, I think, is from Ontario. And like St. Lawrence, you and I were talking about this. The coaches and the players are all communicating in French. And then what's even cooler for us, we don't live in Canada, so they would laugh and say we hear that all the time. But as the shot clock is running, or the clock is running down, they're actually counting down in French. Fans are chanting it out in French, counting backwards.
Right, I heard that they were doing that in the other gym. J. Bryan Floyd Center has 2 gyms.
Oh yeah, that other gym has a great floor as well. It's like the rubber floor back there.
Yeah, it's got the 2 inches of rubber. Very good for the knees.
Yeah.
Helps out. Tennessee Prep, basically a 3-on-1. You have to score on that 3-on-1,
yeah.
Which they did. Kind of caught our Savior behind. Those could be those legs starting to feel it. Nice pass back, but the foul. And, of course, he'll be shooting 2 shots.
So our Savior here, they may be able to rest their legs here, but I think it'll be a factor after playing all 3 days. And then having the depth of the bench of Tennessee Prep add to that. Of course, Tennessee Prep has also played just as many games, but they have a deeper bench. So.
Right, Tennessee Prep has a 9-man rotation versus a 7. So those 2 extra players can make a difference.
Yeah.
In the long haul. So the 3-point deficit with 11:52 to go. Still plenty of time. Dean Smith used to say that's a lifetime.
That's true. He was a master of clock management.
A little bit short on that shot. Rebound goes to our buddy Odama Sonojo. He sets the screen. It's at the top.
Feet inside, up. Ball lost. Look ahead pass.
Little runner. He got fouled, so he'll get 2 shots.
Fosenye Drame to the line for our Savior. Once again, you're watching the USA National Prep Basketball Championships coming to you live from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
If you look at the replay, he's on the way to the basket, and the defender is right about where he should be. He catches him on the arm, and the referee picked up the foul.
Yeah, it's great when you can see it played back. I think a lot, well, that's true for people at home. You know, you hear the fans react sometimes like, oh, that wasn't a charge, oh, that wasn't a block. You watch it on the replay, like, oh, yeah, it definitely was.
First free throw by Tyrese
Ross Patterson.
Tennessee Prep. That was actually Fananzai Drummond.
Oh, yeah.
For our Savior. Sometimes you look at the roster.
I apologize to every player out there that I've got their name wrong or called them for the wrong number.
Sean Cornelius got the ball back after a miscue. He's posted up high, comes up and sets the screen. Cross-court pass over the paint.
Slide on the floor, keeps his dribble, picks it up, gets it over to Nicholas. Nicholas now looking to reset. 10:18 left on the clock. No shot clock, so they can reset.
Brandon Nichols drives, good vertical.
It looked like maybe Fosenye Drame got a hand on it, or maybe just tapped it.
Jalen Williams shot off a little bit. They still get the offensive rebound.
Not only with it.
Turnover in the paint.
Prep on the break. 3-on-2, up, under, and good. And I'm not sure, we don't have a 12 on our roster. That may be Nazir Holland. He's actually listed as number 13 on our roster, so I apologize if that's incorrect. That dunk will not count. The foul before the shot.
Yeah, on that last layup by Tennessee Prep, player stole the ball, went all the way down. He was not going to give it up. It's the old rule. I stole it, it's mine. He was not going to give that ball up.
That can be good or bad. I mean, sometimes players get ahead of steam and they don't realize they're overmatched or the shot is bad.
Odama Sonojo gets 2 shots here. First one. Nope. Got another over the back call, it appears. We're going to have Tennessee Prep bring the ball up. 9 minutes and 21 seconds left in this one, and we have a 2-point game. I don't think it could be scripted much better than that.
Yeah, very tight. And this is a championship game. Hardware on the line for this one.
Tennessee Prep player orchestrating the offense, bringing the ball up just past half court. The basket they're on is directly in front of us on the baseline.
Nice, rattled around and dropped. 45-41 in favor of Prep. Now they're deploying the full court press. And that's giving our Savior some problems, but then he splits to the press and pushes it ahead. Nice use of the open backcourt there. Cuts it back to 2.
Brandon Nicholas to the basket. A little miscue. Thought he was going to draw the foul. Ball still alive by Sean Cornelius, but he hit the deck and gets back up slowly.
Williams getting a little too fancy with it, with his dribble. So 45-43. Now, the winner of this game is the champion of their bracket. It was Tennessee Prep. I don't believe they were in the official book. So are they a late edition, or was it just too soon before the printing?
Tennessee Prep had entered the tournament, but somehow their paperwork through our computer didn't quite get to the printer on time. Apologize for that.
Well, they've come and proven they belong here, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, they've gone through some tough competition to get here. Both teams have. This free throw right here puts them up by probably the most in the second half, 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points. It's a big gap with a low-scoring game like this. Good defense. Knocked out of bounds. Turnover over to Tennessee Prep as we're nearing the midway point of the second half.
Tennessee Prep will take their time coming across the timeline since, like Marcus was saying, there's no shot clock, so they pretty much are under no pressure. So I'm going to leave them up there at the half-court mark. Now he puts a little bit of pressure on them. Jefferson, the Wallaby, guarding.
I mean, it's too early to say they're taking the air out of the ball, right? I mean,
I think they got a game plan that they're not going to rush. So when you rush, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's one of two things: fatigue or the game plan. I see the trainer, the North Myrtle Beach trainer for this tournament, is over at the bench, probably discussing the return or not return of the player who went out earlier.
Yeah, Antavian Collum, if you mix this in the first half, he actually went out with a wrist, we believe a wrist injury, left the gym. He's now back on the bench. It looks like I can't tell if, well, I actually can't tell if his thumb or wrist is bandaged. It doesn't look 100%. He's over there, like you say, talking to the trainer now. No idea if we'll see Antavian Collum again.
We'll see if we can get some word on that from these sports media information people in the tournament. With 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go, I'm assuming he's not going to be coming back in the game.
Kick to the outside. Nicholas driving, probing, waves everybody off.
See our good friend Brett Swanson, better known as Swanee, is here.
Yeah, right.
Will be doing the report on the game. Lives right here close to Myrtle Beach in Pawleys Island.
Oh.
Very knowledgeable on D1, D2, junior college. Been in the business a long time. Little tidbit about Swanee, he played junior A hockey in Canada. He was a defenseman.
Yeah, that's no joke either.
So he's been around the sports world. He also lived in New Zealand for a while.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of people should be aware of him if you're following basketball recruiting at all.
So Swanee's round ball review.
Yep. Been around for a good while. Long before a lot of the newer guys that quote-unquote call themselves scouts today that have come along in the last 3-4 years. Long
shot by Brandon Nicholas.
Rebound by Nadonley. Out of bounds, frustrating. We've got a 6-point gap here with 6 minutes to play. Tennessee Prep wanting to leave out of here with the championship.
Got a timeout on the floor. I think our Savior out of New York wants to talk about it. Time's not really a factor. Down by 6 with 6 minutes to go. Still plenty of basketball left.
Yeah, a couple of possessions. They haven't, I wouldn't say they've had a great shooting touch, either team in this one, but a couple, they've got guys that can hit a deep shot. And you don't have to go for threes just to get back into this one. It's only, you still got, like you said, 6 minutes, tons of time.
I think this timeout is a combination of wanting to talk about things and just give the guys a rest. Just let them catch their breath, get the heart rate.
How many timeouts do they have in this tournament?
Regular high school, 3 full, 2 30s. In case of overtime, of course, you get 1 extra timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Antavian Collum is not joining his teammates. He's still kind of clutching his wrist over there. That's unfortunate for him. And he may have ice on one of his ankles.
Looks like his left ankle.
Yep, yeah, that's a definite. Shoe is off. So, yeah, I don't think we'll see Antavian Collum again. But his teammates are up by 6.
You see Tennessee Prep having that discussion in the replay on the delay. Coach Harold Rayford was discussing exactly how they're going to handle the situation as they bring the ball up the court. Cautiously and slowly.
Yeah, now you really want to make the best use of your possessions with that lead.
Dribble drive to the basket. Couldn't finish.
Close.
He gets the ball right back.
Good
He's
decision
going to go back
there.
out and reset.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision to just, why force it, Not only with the rebound, he's fouled as he tried to push the break.
They wouldn't even let Clarence really bring the ball to the court. They're flexing their muscle a little bit, hoping on the fatigue factor that they can wear these guys down and try to get it up to at least 10.
Yeah, that would be a large lead with the defensive struggle and intensity that they've had. And both teams have been successful defensively.
Oh, nice take.
That was beautiful.
I think the defense thought he was going to kick it, and they kind of backed up, and he went over the defense and laid it in. Now things have changed. Now we have a 4-point game. I was saying that if Tennessee Prep could have gotten it up to 7, well, another missed layup.
That's a blown opportunity right there. I was going to dive on that ball. Came over here in the broadcast booth.
Well, balls always come to champions. Brandon Nicholas is going to take the ball out, and
he's right in front of us here.
Won't be long before he gets it right back. Long pass to the top of the paint in the backcourt, which is fine. It's not an over and back on an imbalance. Brandon Nicholas camped out over here on the 3-point line. He's getting ready. Dribble drive to the basket, and he drew the foul.
Yeah.
The lead referee underneath the basket caught that. The slot and the trap, 3-man crew here, working very carefully, and I haven't seen really any defects in this refereeing crew today.
Yeah, they've been really solid here. This has been a well-called game. I think there's been a lot of aggression, physical defensive play. They've called it, correctly.
Tennessee Prep player misses the first free throw. Free throws always are a factor. You're getting down here to 4 minutes. It's crucial you make your free throws.
Yeah, I've always thought, you have guys fans maybe who complain about a loss, and they say, oh, this last-second play burned us or whatever. But I said, well, you look at your stat line. Did you go 10 for 20 at the line? That might have been where you lost the game, not that last 2 points.
Exactly. I remember years ago, NC State shot 100% from the free throw line, and they lost. So one of my players was saying, hey, NC State shot 100% from the free throw line and lost. I said, yeah, but they lost by less.
Yeah, it still kept it closer than they would have. I think my favorite NCAA game may be that 83 NC State cardiac pack.
foul on the play. We'll see our friend Fazani Durman headed to the free throw line where he'll get 2 shots. He's going to need to make both of these to tighten this up to a 4-point game.
The clock is starting to melt away a little bit. 6 points.
What I've noticed about number 24, Brandon Nicholas, he's played the entire game. I have not seen him on the bench at all for Tennessee Prep.
In the last game we broadcast for them, he did a lot more ball handling than this as far as bringing the ball up. This one he's been playing the 2 guard.
Okay, so he made both free throws. We got a 4-point game.
Yeah, okay,
this is a big defensive stop that our Savior is going to have to make. Very good defense by number 0, Jefferson Kalabani.
There's Nicholas.
There goes Brandon Nicholas with the 3 ball.
That's a big shot by Nicholas. He couldn't have come at a better time for Tennessee Prep. That now puts them up by 7 with 3:40 left to go here in this game.
If you look at the replay, he looked at the player and sent a message to him, hey, I can hit the tray ball.
Trap in the corner. Not only is able to beat the press with the dribble, he's really speedy up and down the court.
Foul called by the referee, a little wet spot on the court. Take a second to get that up.
That's always dangerous.
You notice on the replay, here comes the trap. Our Savior not going to give into it, and our friend Clarence comes down the court, gets fouled, he'll get 2 shots. We're down to the 3:32 mark. We got a 7-point game. Remember earlier it was 4, and this is the most it's been is 7. So our Savior America really is going to have to step up their defense as well as get baskets on the possessions because we're getting down to possessions here.
You need 2 things. You need defensive stops. I mean, this goes without saying. You want to score more than the other team, and you want to stop them from scoring, right? But it becomes super critical to know at this point in the game, you need defensive stops, and you've got to make those stops turn into points. And this, no other time more than just right now.
Big free throw, and he gets it to a 6-point deficit. If he makes this one, we're at 5. Tennessee Prep will probably milk the clock a little bit, but they'll still be looking to, of course, Brandon Nicholson for the 3 ball.
So when you have a really athletic roster like Tennessee Prep does, is it hard to rein them in near the end of the game when these guys have been just running like thoroughbreds the entire game? And that's a good putback. That makes it interesting. 56-52, now only down by 4, our Savior.
Answer your question. Nice little putback by Clarence Nadali. Now we got a 2-point game. Let's take a sidebar on that question for a second. The reverse layup. Nice putback.
Cornelius.
By Cornelius, who has been quiet for a lot of the game.
He lights up the gym. It was starting to get kind of quiet in here. And they like that. That pushes them out by 4 with 2:44 left. So I guess he didn't tell them to slow it down, at least not on that play. They saw the opportunity and they went for it.
Kind of a wild shot by Clarence Nadali. Another shot. I think with these athletes and this being the end of the year tournament, hey, it's wide open. They're up and down the court trying to harness these guys at this late stage of the season. They just want to play.
Yeah.
And they want to win.
And like you were saying, there's other players over here in the gym that are rooting on players, probably players that they know, probably players they play with in AAU.
Tennessee Prep comes up with the ball, and there's Brandon.
No good.
Big possession here for.
Not only up, loses the ball, stripped away, and out of bounds. Yeah.
We're over here on the far right corner in the bleachers. The kids are getting up, and it's where you're in Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yeah.
Someone from the tournament is coming over, telling the guys to kind of settle down and not go on the court. Could cause a technical foul.
Yeah, we had an issue with that in the last game. The fans, parents kids, everybody, every play they start burgeoning onto the court, it creates against a rules violation to begin with. It's also a safety hazard.
Exactly. Tennessee Prep putting on a dribbling show. I think they're going to go into their hold the ball mode. I've got, of course, Brandon Nicholson on the three-point line. He's calling the push.
Man, we're down to a minute 39. Only 4 points separate the teams, but if you hadn't been watching, you might think it is a tight game. I mean, it's only 2 possessions. But with this defense and teams struggling to score and going through little droughts throughout, I mean, that's a big lead, actually, with 4 points and that much time. But you never know, a couple of quick shots.
These are big free throws for Tennessee Prep. Missed
the big
rebound by our Savior, but he loses it, picks it up. No call on the foul. Another rebound, offensive rebound, but our Savior comes up with it.
Ultimately turned over. Jefferson Kalabali with it, and now Jalen Williams handling the ball.
Double
they're going to call a double dribble, yeah.
That backcourt pressure on that trapping defense by Tennessee Prep has proven to wear our Savior down with a minute 23 to go. They know the pressure's there. They're looking for the open man, but what's happening is they're running out of options. Tennessee Prep is putting the pressure on. They're not going to let them bring the ball up as easily as they want to. Got a timeout by Tennessee Prep. They want to talk about it, kind of go over their strategy one more time, let the players know what their game plan is, and of course at the same time gives time for our Savior to talk about what they want to do and what they want to do when they get the ball, as well as the defensive pressure. They'll look at the fouls, whether it's one-on-one or in the double bonus. Can we foul? Do we want to put them on the line? They'll talk about what their plan is. I'm sure they've gone over it in practice day in and day out. A lot of these private prep schools, they practice 6-7 days a week, unlike the public schools, which are can only go maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, that's true. And, I see over there, Coach Antavian Cullum has got his shoe back on. I seriously doubt with the minute 23 we're going to see him with his team up by 4. Maybe he's hoping he could jump around a little bit to celebrate. He doesn't look like he feels well. I mean, that's kind of the way you look when you've had a tough injury and your weekend is done.
Could be a high ankle sprain.
It's true. The
trainer walking by the bench, but she's on her way with some tape and some wrap, probably just enough to get him possibly to the hospital so he can put some weight on it without crutches and get an x-ray. The emergency room is literally a half a mile from here.
That's good. And, the city does a good job with this area. The city actually owns this center, and they're extremely easy to work with. And we really enjoy our time down here. 1:23 to go, 58-54. Our Savior taking on Tennessee Prep. Tennessee Prep in the home whites. Our Savior out of New York is in the Navy Road Blues. And as Coach Barnett said, they need a stop. Tough defense by not only. Now over to Nicholas. Mr. Green Light.
Nicholas.
That is a big bucket.
Been everywhere today.
6 points separate the team after Nicholas's bucket.
I'm not sure of the scoring stats. I'll have to look at the official book, but Nicholas is up there on the points.
And Nicholas now clapping, showing a little bit of emotion. One of the things that's been different about this game, and I don't put it on the players, but the previous game, the players were so intense, so wrapped up into it. You knew that it was a championship. These guys, it's actually hard to tell this is a championship. Now, Nicholas clap, it's almost like he's starting to let himself believe, okay, we're about to win the title. But still almost a minute to go. And only 2 possessions. And Hassan Drame at the line, he could cut into that lead.
Missed that one. Another miss, an offensive rebound. It's 3.
Oh, that's a big bucket. And the foul. And just like that.
If he can make this free throw, Marcus, we're looking at a 2-point game with 53 seconds. That's more than a 2-possession game, depending on the situation. If they can come down and get a quick one and hurry up and go back down there and make a stop.
Just like that, we've got a tight ball game all over again.
Number 10, Fanezi Drummond. stoppage and play for a second.
And they're actually wrapping up, not to take away from the game, but Antavian Collum, they're actually wrapping, it looks like his midsection, his ribs.
He had some ice on his left ankle. He's wrapping up his ribs. Earlier, his nose was rubbing it. He got beat up down in the paint early in the game.
That's multiple injuries.
Spent a lot of time icing the shooter right here, Finanzi Drummond, and he misses it. Oh, the putback.
Oh, that's big.
Nice.
That cuts it to 1.
Doma Sanajo. We're looking at a 1-point game with 45 seconds. This is a big stop.
Man, if they get this.
Big stop needed by our Savior.
This is basically a winner-takes-all possession almost. If Tennessee Prep can come up with a bucket or draw a foul and get some points. Close pass.
Oh, almost
really errant. They keep it. That defense bothering them, and we've got a timeout on the floor as Tennessee Prep says, okay, hold up. We got to talk about this.
From what I see at this point, Marcus, it looks like Tennessee Prep is not going to try to score. They want to get fouled so they can go on the free throw line. They're going to play keep away, and they're going to talk about it. And, of course, our Savior America is going to talk about, are we going to foul?
This is the old foul or defend question, right? Like,
right.
What's your choice in this situation? I'm not asking in every situation, because just put yourself over there on the our Savior bench for a second.
Basically, what I would do, I would tell the guys, hey, let's go for the steal first, and then if we have some contact, let's make sure it's enough to call the foul.
Oh, go for it. Go for it aggressively.
Go for it aggressively. Let's go for the steal first, the mentality, and then if it's a foul while you're going for it, then we'll take our chances, put them on the line. If not, we're not going to get the ball back.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, let's foul the worst free throw shooter. Let's not let Brandon Nicholas get the ball. And probably the free throw shooter who I would think would be probably number 22.
Yeah, Cornelius, you look, they're already covering up.
They're going to have to deny Cornelius the ball because if he gets it, he's probably an 80% free throw shooter. Okay, now we got.
They're even jawing. They're doubling Brandon Nicholas. Then they drop off. He still gets it, yeah.
They want to foul him, and they got it.
Yep. 20.7 on the clock.
These last 2 national championship games have been close.
Yeah, I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the intensity. And I love the good ball games that we've had.
Yeah, most of the games have been really, really good today. There's been always going to be some games where there's, 10 or 15 or 20-point differentials. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty in the Final Four, they've been tight.
Second big shot coming here from Nicholas. His first shot dropped, putting them up by 2. He can push that one possession lead out to a 3-point lead. When he does, 2 ice-cold free throws from Brandon Nicholas. He's been big in today's game.
Yeah, at this point, if they won, he would be the MVP.
Deep outside shot, no good. Scramble for the rebound, battled around. Looks like it's clear that Tennessee Prep came up with it. And then foul. And with 3.9, I think we're going to, I don't know, are they in the bonus?
It appears that our Savior called timeout. Was it a foul or a jump ball with an alternating possession?
Well, they're in the bonus, aren't they?
Looks like.
If it's a foul, we're going to see if Tyrese Ross Patterson is going to the line like he believes it's a foul. And he's going to be shooting some free throws. But it looks like they're changing that up. And we're going to be inbounding. Nope. It's throw me off again.
Yeah, he's Tyrese is going to shoot. It looks like 1-on-1.
3.9. These are big. They're already up by 3. This could make it a 2-possession game. That's a big bucket. That stretches it out to 4.
If he makes this free throw, could be the icing on the cake.
Oh, misses it. Leaves the door
They're
open.
going to have to try to get fouled on the 3. Threw it up. The game
That is
is
it.
over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tennessee Prep is your champion. They came. They got added to the book. They got added to the roster. They went out with the title. I've been Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports alongside Tony Barnett, my good friend at Mount Zion post-grad. Check him out. Check out his program. If you guys are looking for someone to play, he'll look out for you. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks, Coach, for joining us today.
Hey, it was my pleasure. Had a great time. Let's do it again.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you for the next one.